Hello and welcome back to the Gauntlet of Greatness. I'm Randy Buehler and get to play the Academy deck again this week. Now, we're in the home stretch, so for the next 4 weeks, what we're going to be figuring out is who makes the playoffs. In Group A, which is where the Academy deck is, things are kind of straightforward. The Academy deck and the Rebel deck are going to be first and second. The question is, who gets to be the 1 seed? And the 1 seed is actually really important because if you assume the Memory Jar deck is going to win Group B, then you want to be on the opposite side of the bracket from the Memory Jar deck. I think the 2 seed is likely to have to play against Jar in the quarterfinals. So you want to avoid the Memory Jar deck. You want to be the 1 seed. It's either going to be Academy, which you can see here. I mean, you've seen the combo before if you've been following the show. Tolarian Academy makes tons of mana. You get to draw tons of cards with Time Spiral. Eventually, kind of the combo, quote unquote, is Mind Over Matter, so that you can discard cards to untap the Academy, draw a whole bunch of cards with Stroke of Genius, and then deck your opponent usually with the second Stroke of Genius. The opponent here is the little Rebels deck that could. I was not expecting the Rebels deck to make the playoffs, but pulled off the upset over Psychotog. Parallax Wave really good in that matchup, and pulled off the upset over Affinity, which was dicier. But that's 2-0. So Ramosian Sergeant's a great 1-drop. In this matchup, it feels like they're not playing the same format. But I don't know. I've counted out the Rebel deck before. We will see what happens. I think these Armageddons out of the sideboard are going to be the key plays. I think the decks that becomes the clock after sideboarding. Seal of Cleansing maybe messes things up a little bit too. All right, so can the Academy deck run the table and claim the 1 seed? Or will the Rebels deck continue to shock everyone? I'm going to play the Academy side. And let's go. Won the die roll. This is what? It's clearly, yeah, I mean, this hand's fine. Interesting question is how quickly I windfall. And I'm clearly going to play Mana Vault on the first turn, and then on the second turn, I've kind of got to decide whether I want a Scroll Rack or a Windfall. I guess both if I tap the Mana Vault. He's got the Sergeant, so 6 cards in hand is what I would get if I Windfall here. Second Stroke of Genius. Interesting. What's he going to do? He might go to 5 cards if I play Scroll Rack. What, I can tap Mana Vault? Alright, I'm playing a land. Stroke is only for 2. That's not very exciting. I feel like there's some value in getting this Scroll Rack down. I mean, I could tap out for Scroll Rack plus Windfall. It's not awful. I just have 6 cards. I won't have the Mana Vault, but I'll have 6 new cards. What else can I do? If I don't tap out, if I just play Scroll Rack, next turn I'm probably going to be windfalling for 5 cards, right? He's probably going to go land Dork to have 5 cards. So I can trade a card for 3 mana. I actually think the 3 mana might be pretty useful. Alright, let's try it this way. Not like I'm in a huge rush. I just know that the value of this windfall keeps dropping. Yeah, did exactly what I expected. Land Dork. So my windfall is worth 5 cards now. Oh. Mind Over Matter. That's a good card. Can't play it. And I could just Scroll Rack for a bunch. I mean, what happens if I rack for 3 here? And just see what's up. I can keep... If I find an Academy, I can keep the Mind Over Matter. If I'm gonna windfall, then I can keep these cards. Yeah, I think I'm gonna rack for... Oh, right, I have to set them aside now, don't I? think we racked for 3. Those are terrible. Huh. No land. I played a land this turn, so I can't intuition. Wow. I have what? 1, 2, 5 mana. I can get to 6 mana. I can like intuition for islands and then Mox Diamond Windfall. Is that good? I think that might be the play. Crazy. Man, I'm 1 short of time spiraling, which is what I'd rather do. I guess I can intuition for academies, untap. I can intuition for academy, then untap and time spiral next turn. Is that better than a windfall this turn? I mean, what is he gonna do to me? I may as well wait, right? My intuition, I'll have 1, 2, 3. No, I only have 5 mana. Crazy. Yeah, island. Weird spot. Got my 5 cards. Alright. They're not awesome. But keep going, right? I'm up a couple cards. I'm building up my artifacts in play. I will eventually find an academy. I might be windfalling again. I might be scroll racking. It's really just a matter of, I mean, in game 1, his clock is super slow. No, he's playing cards rather than fetching because of fear of future windfalls. It's actually kind of smart. Now what am I doing? This hand doesn't do anything, so I need to scroll rack for what? Everything but the windfall, or just scroll rack for 6? I mean, the windfall's not super exciting. Yeah, I think I just want cards. Give me a new hand. Wow. Well, I get an Ancient Tomb and a Mox Diamond. I can stroke. This is not the most exciting hand. I haven't found an academy. I have no reshuffle. Yeah, this is not the most exciting hand in the history of time. I can't lose to the Rebel deck, can I? I just haven't found any. Oh, geez, Dust Bowl. That's quite relevant. Is he going to go for my Ancient Tomb? No, he's going to go for the Wind City. All right. Now I'm taking 4 and 5. I mean, I have to stroke to try to get through all the garbage that's on top of my library. It's only 3, but it gets me to fresh cards. And yeah, having more cards in my hand gets me to fresher cards too. I don't think I can afford to pay for that, so that's going to take 1. Wow, I can windfall off my own hand If I just windfall, I get 5 fresh cards. Well, they're not fresh. The first several are islands. If I... What else can I do? I mean, I can play Ancient Tomb and Stroke. But I actually go down to like 1 if I do that. I can actually lose to his like Waxwane. I can rack for 6. The windfall I see 5. Oh, but if I windfall into 5 cards, then I can scroll rack for fresh ones. I can afford to tap this, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Waxwane would be 6, 7. Yes. It's possible I shouldn't have played this Mox Diamond last turn. So I get drew a card off Stroke, but I'm seeing 2 fewer off. Jeez, where are the cards? I mean, the Intuition and the Mana Vault are solid, but I kind of need both an Academy and a card drawer. Like, if I were to Intuition right now, 1, 2, 3, 4, I could get Time Spiral. Can I afford to get Time Spiral? How much mana do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4. I only have 6 mana. So I should scroll rack. Can I afford to keep the Mana Vault? I think I can. Oh, because we figured out I can take 1 hit. I only died a double Waxwane. So I'm hoping to hit business in 3 cards. And if not, then I'll Intuition. I think that counts as business. Not gonna lie. I think that counts. Alright, so the Academy taps for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 mana. So I can Intuition for Mind Over Matter. Yeah, I can afford to Intuition for Mind Over Matter. Because... Right? I have 10 mana. I Intuition. I'm down to 7. Play Mind Over Matter. I'm down to 1. I discard my 1 card, and this taps for 5. So it's exactly enough mana. Sweet. Play the Mind Over Matter. Untap Tolarian Academy. Discarding 1 Time Spiral. Cast the other Time Spiral. Untap my lands, because that's fair. So what did I find? I found another Spiral. Oh, and another Scroll Rack. So I may as well Spiral and then have the rack. Hilarious. Oh my god! Waxwane blows up Mind Over Matter! That's hilarious. Haha! Guess I just make a bunch of mana. Yeah. All right. Good play by him. But I'm still going to get to Time Spiral with Scroll Rack floating. I'm not going to tap Ancient Tomb. Wow. All right. So we have the replacement Mind Over Matter, which is great, but we don't have any card drawing. I have to hit card drawing or I fizzle. 1, 2, 3. So I think I'm going to Scroll Rack for all 7 of these. If I find a Stroke of Genius, I can stroke into the Mind Over Matter, and it's all good. It's possible that I should rack for 6 and keep the Mind Over Matter, but like having a Mind Over Matter and no card drawing doesn't help. Found the Stroke. Great. It doesn't really matter. I should just have it from here, right? Yeah, I Stroke of Genius to draw the Mind Over Matter, and then I guess I have to find the second Stroke of Genius. But I have the Intuition, so I can Intuition for the strokes, I can Intuition for the Mind Over Matters. Yeah, I mean, I think the easiest way to play this is to just Intuition for Mind Over Matter. Put Mind Over Matter into play, and then I've got the Stroke. So we Intuition for Mind Over Matter. He made my life difficult with that Waxwing. But this stroke will draw basically my entire library. The next stroke will kill him, so no need to go through it. I got you, Shadow. I got the Stroke of Genius. Yep. All right, muting him again so I can talk to you guys. So, what happens now? He gets Armageddon, which is mildly annoying. I mean, it's more than mildly annoying. If it resolves, it's annoying. Maybe I actually want counterspells. Well, at least think about it. What does my deck look like if I put these counterspells in? I mean, if I have counterspells, then it allows me to say go, even when he has the potential to Armageddon. What else? So I'm on the draw, which makes these windfalls worse. I mean, the spirals are great. I need 3 Mind Over Matters. I want all the strokes. These intuitions, I mean, I kind of have time to intuition against him. Man, the deck is so tight. It's really, like, do I have too much mana? No, I don't think so. I want enough mana that I can get off a Baby Stroke. I think I want all the keys. I mean, the key is the one which is the worst, right? It only actually makes mana with an Academy or with a Mana Vault. So it's kind of like when you're already winning. Interesting. Yeah, just turn 2 windfalls into 2 counterspells because I'm on the draw. Sure, we'll try it that way. Yeah. I mean, this hand goes Mana Vault, key, sets up for a solid stroke. Oh, jeez. It's kind of funny, actually. Seal of Cleansing on my Mana Vault would be really annoying here. But that's what my draw does. Please don't Seal of Cleansing my Mana Vault. So wow, that's annoying. Well, we'll stroke for what we can. I get so many more cards. If he gives me a turn. So what, this stroke is for 3? And if he hadn't done that, My turn, I get to go land. So I get 3. Each of these keys is +2 mana. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Would have been a stroke for 8 or 9, depending whether I sack the pedal. Well, he played it right. And I drew into one of these windfalls. Now that I've already dumped my hand. I mean, what am I going to do, though? This hand doesn't go anywhere else. Draw 4. Oh, those are good ones. Already played my land for the turn. He's not up to Armageddon yet, so do I have Spiral? Do not. 1 short. Oh, there we go. No longer 1 short. I was actually going to play the Ancient Tomb instead of the Tolarian Academy, so that if he did have an Armageddon on that 1-turn window, I could recover with a Tolarian Academy that taps for 3. All right, if I play the Scroll Rack, then I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 artifacts and the Mox Diamond, so it does work. Sweet. Just exactly 6. All right. I have the Mind Over Matter, but I don't have any card drawing. So I kind of want to go fishing in the Scroll Rack for card drawing. Do I hold on to the Mind Over Matter and just get 6? Oh, I have a counterspell. So if I say go, it's not like anything bad happens. Interesting. Having a blue is not trivial. So I kind of want to hold on to the counterspell and the Mind Over Matter. Weird. How do I play this? All right. I mean, I can kill him, but I don't have to. But if I play cards out of my hand, then my Scroll Racks get worse. Funny. I feel like the counterspell is the most important card to hold on to, because I can always just play the Mind Over Matter next turn. I want to leave up Island. So I'm going to tap Academy. I'm going to Scroll Rack. And I'm going to set aside everything except the counterspell. And an Intuition and a Mana Vault. Interesting. So I want to draw the Mind Over Matter. I'm tempted to say go and draw the Mind Over Matter. And then Intuition for Spirals, probably. Yeah, there's no reason not to do it that way. Yeah, infinite mana. You just gotta find a stroke. I gotta get Mind Over Matter into play and find Stroke of Genius. I could Intuition now, but then I won't draw Mind Over Matter next turn. So I think I'm just gonna say go with this counterspell up. These matches have been kind of interesting. I mean, obviously the Academy deck is a huge favorite, but I'm not drawing everything, and he's interacting with me a little more than I expected. Oh, seriously? That's what I opened up? I opened up Dust Bowl. Wow. I forgot about Dust Bowl. Dust Bowl's pretty good right there. Great. Huh. Sigh. I still have to use that intuition to find card drawing, too. I think I play that. It's interesting. If I play this Mox Diamond, that makes it a lot easier to counterspell. But I kind of want to have cards for the scroll rack. So yeah, I mean, if he threatens to Armageddon me, I can always Mind Over Matter to untap 2 islands for the counterspell. Don't care about that guy. Don't care about that guy. Alright. I could tap things to intuition. It doesn't actually accomplish anything because none of the mana is untapping. So I can intuition for time spirals. Not play my land for the turn. Cast a time spiral. It's gotta be right. I can even throw this second scroll rack into play. Yeah, I think I just need 7 cards. I'm not going to use my land drop for the turn. I am going to play another scroll rack. So I have 1, 2. I can, yeah, I guess I'm just untapping Mana Vault. Since I have these cards and I have this Mind Over Matter. Alright, let's see what these 7 do. Academy and a Spiral. Should be good enough. No, not the Spiral. Oops, that was almost bad. The Academy. Okay. Make some mana. Draw 7 more. Alright, there we go. Stroke of Genius with 37 cards in my hands. Yeah, I need to stroke myself first. I draw my entire library. I find the stroke. And that'll do. I've got the Stroke of Genius, Shadow. I get to draw my library. You made it interesting.
Yeah, I was hoping, but today is not the day for the Rebels, it turns out.
No, today is not the day for the Rebels. That was a cool game, though. Like, you interacted. I had the counterspell for your Armageddon in this last game, and then you're like, oh, I forgot about Dust Bowl. Dust Bowl, my Academy, all my plans.
I actually considered that you might have it. I had Armageddon in my hand, and I'm like, I'm just going to Dust Bowl Tolarian and
Sure.
hope that this works out. And I figured, if that works, then I can go ahead and play a Plains the next turn Armageddon. I didn't draw one. But like you had a ton of mana anyway.
Yeah.
Like your couple of islands wouldn't matter. Like getting rid of Tolarian was the key.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, I don't care about the islands. I just care about Tolarian.
Yeah, I could have pressed my luck on the previous turn. Like I could have gone fishing with Scroll Rack to try to hit action. It was just like, well, I don't need to keep going. I have this counterspell. But I don't know, Dust Bowl. And then the Wax Wane, I forgot about the first game. You had stuff that interacted.
I did. I felt like I might have a chance. Like I tapped the Dust Bowl to play Lin Civi in the first game, and I was thinking, in the middle of the turn you're going off, if I had left that untapped because you hadn't had Mind Over Matter yet, like I might have been able to go ahead and get it during an inopportune time to give myself another turn. Because you were on a 2-turn clock, but
right. Yeah, I was actually in the first game. I had to not tap my my Pain Lands because if I tap Ancient Tomb, I could actually I might have accidentally turned it into a 1-turn clock.
Yes, yeah, no, like I had the other part of Wax Wane in my hand, and like you windfalled away my Wax Wane, and I got sad that eventually it came back before it was relevant. So yeah, no, it was interesting. Like I actually thought while I was holding it, I'm like, this might be it. Nope, this isn't it.
It was interesting. I mean, obviously the Academy deck is way more powerful. Seems like the right one seed to come out of this group.
I would agree.
But the deck continues to show off more game than maybe we were expecting from it. So
it's true. We'll see how it does in the next round.
We'll see how it does in the quarterfinals. All right. That was Academy versus Rebels. That was the end of the Group A pool play for these decks, but we'll see both of them in the top 8. Stay tuned for more Gauntlet of Greatness.